Okay, how is the situation in Iceland? I think in general it is in most ways good, and I think in a long term we should not be very pessimistic, because we catch about 2% of all the fish in the world, which is quite a lot, and that should actually be enough for a nation of 200,000 to do that properly and put knowledge and intelligence into management and sustainability, and also just using the resource, like all the raw material that comes out of this. We have already harnessed 5 times more energy than we consume ourselves, and that in itself should be enough for 300,000 people. Then we have, and we can use that much better than just selling it in the cheapest price to aluminum smelters. And we don't need to build more dams, that's just an illusion. We have already more tourists per capita than most places, and we really need to put some efforts into just managing that properly, so people won't be feeling like they're damaging something or they're intruding. Some places have reached kind of a saturation level, but there are many places that could do with more tourists, and if we distribute them, kind of make more destinations, and if they become more creative in where they tell people to go, then they give lots of life into, the local restaurants, local cafes, local fisheries. They get and local farmers. The tourism does give lots of life into areas that maybe need some more activity. So every single one of these facts should actually be enough for a nation. And the funny thing is, of course, that our government told us that we had to take dramatic decisions in expanding the energy sector and blowing up the bank sector in order to survive. But if you just look at what we already have installed, it's more than enough to, live even if you're talking in a very materialistic, hedonistic sense of living, then it's more than enough to live a very good life, and much more people could live here.
So you think Iceland is going to...
Yeah, if you look at the long terms of the planet and other places, the effect of global warming, the dwindling energy resources, gas and oil, I could see much more trouble looming over other areas, and we're a bit acting too slowly. Like I was in a house in Sicily this summer. It had solar panels on the roof, and it actually exports energy to the grid. It does not take energy, and it's a fully air-conditioned house. And you would think that some good politician in Greece, Italy, Spain, Portugal, if they could make like a solar New Deal, those places would rise too. And but I think Iceland, if you're a child in Iceland, you did not feel the crisis, or maybe just a small part of them, because their parents were angry, but they also had more time for the children. So I think most people I speak to are not kind of in distress of what happened. They think this was a necessary correction of direction, and it pushed us into a moderately better place. But still, people have this fear that things will go back into the old tracks, and we won't learn anything from this.
So I saw someplace that the car accidents have gone down after the crisis. So,
car accidents have gone down. Children's drug and alcohol use, or teenagers, has gone down. More people attend the universities. That kind of took much of the unemployment away. They went into the universities, and so after we hopefully have more educated people than before the crisis. So I would say that, and they have not been able to destroy as much nature as they were planning just before the crisis.
Okay, so one could say that the Icelandic people lost their money, but they got their time back?
Yeah, but also it's like people didn't lose their money either. People's lifestyles were downgraded, so if you were buying in Hugo Boss, you would go to Next, and if you're buying in Next, you would go to H&M, and if you were in H&M, you would find some used clothes and call them cool. So I think if I look at all my friends, okay, some of them had some troubles, but I would not declare unhappiness for the last 4 years because of some financial troubles.